Hello. Hey, hi everybody. Social media family and or any visitors to that being on my channel and likewise chat room and comment section. How are you all doing? Hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. If not better yet to be said, to be feeling all right. If not best of all to be said, if not best of all to be said, to be feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly be calm or be stressed. Within these last and evil days of this post 911 era, the global pandemic that is a repeat of one that happened something like a century ago, give or take some years. And for these biblically prophetic times, before the end of the world and the second coming of Christ. And I would hope that the president of Russia grows a brain and don't do something stupid. And hopefully our own president or president-elect has more sense than the former ex-president of the USA presidency, you know, who should have learned that first time when he was impeached that once you get out of the hot seat, like out of the frying pan and to the fire, don't get back in again. But then I guess certain persons have to be stung something like 100,000, a million times before they get the picture that, you know, bee stings or wasp stings hurt. And that when you play with fire, you get burned, Yeah. I mean, you would have thought he would have learned the first time. And especially that much more that he said the second time. But now he acts like he wants to get back into the fire once again. That's all good. I'm the best candy yet. The coffee keeps me awake. This coffee's never. Sometimes chance to, especially with the neighbor from damn hell that I have, acting like from the midnight cowboy to the spook that sits by the door, with his creepy, stupid, and crazy self. Like to mention demon possessed self. I think he's more creepy than stupid and crazy. Yeah, was I was trying to give him the benefit of that, but with all things considered, was I was speaking upon these matters before I would, get back to the basic intro so I could finish that up and then go on with the following to speak on what I really want to speak upon or whatever I have said, guys. Butchering the English language or the American dialect or not that I would be intentionally doing so. Now I'm sounding like from Elmer Fudd to hopefully not equal as well, you know, slash Stallone or another president of the USA, former ex or late president of the USA, being Ronald Wilson Reagan, the great communicator who has sometimes become subject to experiencing a memory lapse, suffering from some such medical health issue as that man. But anyway, though, and like whereas this neighbor from damn hell being one of the most notorious, not just ones, where he be getting me to thinking whether or not he creeps just as much, if not more, than how he goes about making like the real life Bam Bam Rubbles and of the not so friendly sort or type compared onto the cartoon male character, or does he worse yet creeps that much more than he makes with all that racket of making different extreme and excessive noises to attempt to make my life a living damn hell, as he assumes that he has a legit personal vendetta or grudge match with me. The devil is a liar, and the truth is not in him. And the devil ceased but to steal, kill, and destroy, and so do his demons, He don't mess him or his demon. They don't mess with that the Prince of Darkness and his minions. However said, they don't mess with somebody that they either already have or that's not really, you know, threatening the kingdom of the underworld. You know, but rather those of whom they could feel or think to be a more of a serious threat to the likes of them. Yeah. Anyway, though, as I was saying, so I said, yeah. Oh, but then I would no longer employ uses thereof or use, however said, that being the greeting word or whatever I said of that of hello after having read this pamphlet, leaflet. I said pamphlet, not pamper. Then the neighbor from hell acts like an overgrown baby boy, even bad enough. If baby's little monster kids were acting out, misbehaving, but for a grown adult person of a male of the same sex, especially if he be bothered with another neighbor's apartment door, misbehaving like he wants to push the envelope, you know, to make matters worse. And I do believe in exercise my rights and privileges to employ the uses thereof or use my, you know, quick draw McGraw 911 emergency telephone number dialing finger as well as I believe in self-defense, you know, until I were to be able to make contact with the law enforcement community, licensed police officers who are supposed to serve and protect, not do the total opposite of the likes of those dirty cops. You know? Yeah. Anyway, though, how you all feeling? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. Was there something else I was about to say? And I could have forgotten. Well, all things work for the good God. If it was something for God to bring me back to mind, if it was not, then like I said, all things work for the good God. But anyway, though, how you all doing? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. If not better yet, to be said, to be feeling all right. If not best of all, to be said, to be feeling best and stressed. More blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly calm or be stressed. You and yours, your family and friends, and hopefully me and mine likewise as well, all the same. And if I could possibly be drinking or eating at some given moment in time, and I apologize, I'm sorry, but you know, a person's got to do what one has to do, you know, in order to make sure one is feeling all right, at least okay, not best of all, feeling best, you know. And these some rather crazy weather temps, you know, and not all that natural. Like as some mad scientists be attempting to throw a monkey wrench in Mother Nature's program, and to compliment that of a television one-liner, you know, of a commercial television. That's it, television. Now I am butchering the English language and that. What I meant to say as a backtrack to the real purpose is being or also Gordon following to continue for when that my person at last left off. So I can finish up as a complete performance previous for prior that all and the Saints were. No. And hopefully to sound much more cultured and to seem like so compared to how, you know, most recently I was cussing and swearing like a drunken sailor, mainly mostly being because this one neighbor from damn hell was carrying on, you know, making this usual daily and nightly racket. You know, I wonder if he creeps just as much or worse, it creeps that much more than you do make all the different noises of extreme incessant noises, different sorts of type. You know, whereas I was preparing for a housing inspection, he was still carrying on, attempting to throw a monkey wrench in the program, attempting to, you know, not only drive me completely bunkers, but to drive me out of house and home. Anyway, getting back to what I was about to say, or as I do so now before I would lose train or could practically or possibly forget something else. But then, as that one liner to that old television commercial was like saying in more words or less, don't fool with Mother Nature. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it, you know? Ain't that right, Greta Thunberg? All these mad scientists going about, trying to do some serious damage to the planet and all creatures great and small upon God's green earth. But then God is not giving us a spirit of fear. So talk to this now. Okay. Then, in case some of you haven't noticed, not all of you, whatever I have said, I have since changed the name to that being my own immediate personal social media channel, and the chat room comment section is associated with it. Ooh, representing some sort of I have to go to the dentist sometime for sure. Can't eat too many sweets though. All right. Yeah, because I'm starting to like the bride of Frankenstein. I mean, not the bride of Frankenstein, rather the hubby dear of Frankenstein. Not female in person. I ain't with that program. And as God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve or Adeline and Stephanie, to get together for some such fun in the sun or to frolic in the hay or hop in the sack. Anyway, though, getting back to some such yeah, I since changed. All right, yeah, I'm eating this. This is milk. This is good for my bones. Yeah. People with arthritis know what I'm talking about. They have it like me. Hopefully, I don't have it much more serious kind. Hopefully, no. Hopefully, not a doctor or nurse is giving me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to go there. I'm not saying that I myself won't ever, never will take the vaccine, but I'm not saying I will take it anytime too soon enough either. And hopefully, no doctor or nurse had given me the vaccine not only without my permission or without my consent, but without my knowledge as well. But until I research more information and do regard in reference to those matters, then you know, I'm just gonna leave it at that with this slight interjection because the two different hospitals speaking upon these matters, while I was closed shop in this conversation, a dialogue, argument, many different views and opinions to be associated with some of such there being which is just as controversial as the subject matter of abortions. And I am an anti-abortionist. Not that I'm wagging the dog like President Bill Clinton, but at two different hospitals, doctors, nurses, they give me injections in two different parts, two different areas of my body, two different parts, my arm and then some for my lower extremities. But anyway, so getting back to something, sister, but I don't thought to bring that up because I'm feeling, you know, seem like I'm feeling that much more. Well, well, starting to get better once again, hopefully. Though now it's up to par with my general physical and mental health as I should be or hope to be, regardless of any dime a dozen proverbial neighbors from hell, public nuisance of problem neighbors. And this one really had cut up. But anyway, getting back to some of such or as I was saying, we're about to say, or do so now. I have since changed the name of my social media channel, as you all see, and with the comment section or chat room associated with it. So you have it now for what it is. Whereas it's no longer, no, not any longer that being of My name, my real name, Keith Mullen, but it's some such out here. But then we have likewise. I mean, I added an extra feature to it for that being in the new name of my social media channel. And anybody who wishes, provided that you're not coming off like, with the exception, that is, or whatever I said, that you don't come off like one of these internet trolls, you can contact me by one of my emails that I've added to this here social media channel of mine. Okay. Well, after all, I'm not into internet trolls, not into crank callers, not into stalkers, not into neighbors from hell or any other undesirables or the rank and file of criminal element that are of those of whom among themselves or persons of interested characters who would attempt to violate somebody else's civil and or human rights. You know, when it push comes to shove, not that I'm necessarily a trick, but depending on depending upon what kind of criminal you are, if you are one of much more serious criminal out here acting funky and being foul, becoming a being foul, I'm just gonna tell like it is. I'm gonna drop a dime on you to the popo, the boys in blue. You count on, you know. That's what I'm gonna do. You know, especially if you're the likes of any Islamic Muslim terrorists and Mexican drug cartel lords or dirty cops or rapists and pedophiles. I'm gonna drop a dime on you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Even if I have to do it anonymously. hmm Especially if you put women and children's lives at risk. Women and children of whatsoever race and whatever walks of life. Hey, baby, that's just me. And I'll say this here, regardless of whether or not at some given moment in time or another in the past, I myself personally could have possibly been or was a police officer or police informant for that matter, or at least a friend of a police officer. I'm still a friend, was not an actual police officer, be I retired or suspended or more retired than suspended from the police force, hopefully with a police pension than without one, or be it to be said all the same, regardless of whether or not I was a police informant and had gotten into a witness protection program. I mean, I don't care if you do something else in another clique, you ain't about the much more notorious cliques, you know, then you really ain't got nothing to worry about, you know. I say, well, don't get me wrong. That's the clue. I mean, pickpocketers and purse snatchers are kind of like rapists and pedophiles. So I got no love for them. You know, then because you could be robbing somebody of their rent money or life savings, you know. But then I got no love for forgers either, you know, or bank robbers. Other than that, I guess I've been doing all right, you know. Though lately I've been feeling like doo doo doo, like the neighbor from hell, Pup Nuisance problem neighbor has finally managed to practically, if not possibly, drive me and myself completely bonkers. Hold that thought. This joker was really acting out, misbehaving most recently, y'all. Famo social media family, peeps of folks, and I haven't read God's word for a consecutive number of days, you know, while trying to engage in house cleaning 101 in preparation for a housing inspection, you know. But then they told me I passed. By word of mouth. So it all paid off for me working like a Hebrew Israelite slave, feeling like, you know, I could snap like the white boy in that movie flick, that film, like Hollywood, California motion picture production, but then the majority of most celebrities are weird, you know, for having sold their souls to the devil. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? What shall a man give in exchange for his soul? And fools walk in where angels fear to tread. And it is appointed on the men to die, but after this judgment. And there's a way that seems right unto a man, but the ways thereof are ways of death. May you be in heaven in half an hour before the devil knows you're dead. And for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. But getting back to some of the others, and I was feeling really just so, you know, the words cannot describe. And with the neighbor from hell, you know, like he like acting like he going double time, triple time to try to give me the business, you know, as he himself continued to assume that he had a legit personal vendetta or legit grudge match with me, where it was kind of like having me feel like the white boy in that movie flick called, no, not Heavy Metal Jacket, but Full Metal Jacket. You know, the white boy that snapped, that one scene of that movie, and then where it's, he had dropped his drill sergeant superior, you know, with an M16 rifle. And I know the feeling. I'm prior military enlistment personnel, and where I suffer from the civilian type of PSTD as prior military enlistment personnel, as I was saying, as I am. Yeah, now I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord that much more, because I have been for quite a while. And I have yet to get right with God that much more, as I've been trying to, especially with this one flesh and blood brother of mine hates me like he hates me like Cain killed Abel. So this is a sister of mine. The only remaining flesh and blood relatives, I wouldn't call them loved ones if they hate me, but relatives for my own immediate personal family household, though we supposed to have half blood brothers and sisters. And as I suspect that they had something to do with the deaths of both our grandma as well as our mom, you know. And as I suspect that foul play was initiated, orchestrated, initiated, and perpetrated against our grandma and mom in the different hospitals as well as nursing homes they were at for the last couple few years of their lives. You know. And I have yet to have social service business professionals to investigate, you know, yeah, see what really happened and bring charges against whosoever is responsible for the premature deaths of my own grandma as well as my mom. You know, they really hurted me. And here it is, this neighbor from hell. He was misbehaving even while I was in grief over them maternal heads. a matriarch for my own immediate personal family household. Whereas if I would have called him in my place of residence, tell him to play me like a Catholic priest, scoping, stalking, and tell him to vamp upon or prey upon a boy much rather than pray with a boy, to make a boy an offer that one can't refuse, you know, like other likes of those sexual predator animal monster characters of males. As I'm one of those persons that believe, compared to how others could possibly tend to differ, that there are more males who are closet sexual predator animal monsters than their female rival counterparts. But one time or another, I went to my washroom window and I had noticed, like, when I woke up this morning, that it was unlocked, whereas it may have well been open all night, because the way my washroom window is like the window for my washroom, it's like whereas the fire escape is positioned right outside my washroom window. I was wondering if this neighbor from hell had done something to me in an intimate, sensual, or sexual kind of way, not only without my permission or consent, but likewise without my knowledge. And I had to pay a visit to a local vicinity area neighborhood community medical facility of a hospital, and then possibly do follow up at a clinic from there. You know what I'm saying? That's just how stupid and sick this male character is. Yeah. Or the same race as I am. He's not the first neighbor from damn hell that I've had of another male of the same sex. But hopefully he will be the last. This joker had the nerve to knock on my door at one time or another. Yeah, on my apartment door after I already talked to the police, about him. I was thinking that maybe it was the police or cops wanting to ask me some more questions about him. And it turned out to be him. And I said, more words or less. Could you come to the door? Could you open the door? I'm like, man, you got to be out your rabid mind or head. You think I'm gonna open the door for you? I said, man, I'm like, are you serious? If you was the same person, it wouldn't ever come to that to begin with, you know. So I told him, man, I done already talked to the police and told them all that I had to say. I ain't got nothing to talk to you about. I'm like, man, my best advice to you is to get away from my apartment door, man. That's harassment. I'm telling you, but then that's not the half of what I meant to tell him. But I'm trying to keep real, trying to be kosher about it. I'm saying he got some nerve. Whereas if I had been another male, and be strapped, concealed carry, strapped with a gap of peace, and be less tolerant of his nonsense, you know, with his creepy, stupid, and crazy, not to mention demon possessed, faggoty, is not actual closet fag itself. Because, I figure that anytime a male focuses so much of his attention upon another male, you know, like being of the likes of his kind as he does be focusing so much of his attention upon me, then, he must be kind of tiptoe to the tulip, like he looking for a new love, you know, like Adam looking for another Steve to have fun in the sun with, you know, frolic in the hay, hop in the sack with some or such, the same sex. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not like dissing like I'm a car can member to the West Bell Baptist Church, with his blasphemous, you know, email or social media website address of www.godhatesfags.com. Because God don't hate fags or faggots, rather he hates their blasphemous alternative lifestyle preference, and because it's going against the divine plan of God. Or as I was saying, God made Adam and Eve to get together, not Adam and Steve or Adam and Stephanie. Then so much for that. Then I don't care what race you are or walk of life. If you pay a visit to my social media channel, just as long as you don't come off like one of these internet trolls. I suspect that certain ones could possibly be of the likes of certain neighbors, the likes of proverbial neighbors from hell, a dime a dozen public nuisance of problem neighbors who be moonlighting as some such other characters Likewise, as well, all the same. You know, like crank callers and stalkers. I'm not down with that. Letting somebody to play me. You know, because I call my big brother, our Lord and Savior Christ, Messiah Deliverer, Father, my Father in heaven. No, I'm not doing the secret society symbolisms. I'm not into that either. Yeah. Anyway, though, I didn't get along with some of anybody, everybody. Provided that you don't attempt to step on my toes or how they say all the same, rub me the wrong way, because I ain't jam for that. Life is too short to be feeding into somebody else's, you know, garbage mindset. All that mess of them. Okay. Some people they they just wake up in the morning, go to bed at night, and to start some stuff with some negative stuff with somebody else. It'd be of so much nonsense. Because misery loves company. Why can't we all just get along? Yeah, life is too short. I ain't trying to what I'm saying? I mean, if somebody is rubbing me the wrong way, attempting to do so, or giving off some bad vibes, sometimes you just got to get your distance from them because, I mean, you could tell a fool something that could be in one's better interest, and one could possibly still think that you saying something wrong to one. That's just how certain people or persons are, especially if they drinking a version of the Jonestown Kool-Aid mixed punch. You know, being a life that had been hypnotized by these prosperity preachers or whatsoever religious denominations, and mainly mostly about the males that dominate the word churchianity, as they be about churchianity. I say as they be about churchianity rather than Christianity. Yeah, these prosperity preachers with these different versions of the Jonestown Kool-Aid mixed punch as they be of the likes of false brethren, false prophets, and Antichrist. And some are such of the not just the deeper, darker, and hotter, but the deepest, darkest, and hottest areas of the lake of fire down hell is reserved just for them. Because they playing with the word of God. I kind of wonder if my brother is one of them as well as my sister. Because for one thing, this flesh and blood brother of mine, he was saying for some time back when two of our brothers had died, like about a decade before my grandma and my grandma had died and passed away about a couple few years before my mom. Yeah, I recall correctly. It was the year before my mom. But well, anyway, though he was saying when him and I paid a visit to this hospital where our brother was dying on his deathbed in the hospital in an emergency crisis, what do you call it, emergency or room or something. And like days or weeks later, this one brother of mine texted me in a cell phone. He texted me via cell phone with text message saying, "Yeah, you was laughing at our brother as he was dying on his deathbed in the hospital." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "How can you say that? I thought you was grieving just as much as I was about him. But how can you say something so unchristian or non-Christian? It ain't nothing but the devil." And he still hadn't apologized to me for saying that. So that tells me right there. I mean, what is hid in the dark shall come to light. And then this one sister, which I was trying to get her to transfer the parental rights over our elder, matriarch, one of the maternal heads of our own immediate family household. I was trying to get her to make me the guardian, or whatever they call that. She was refusing to do so for the longest. She never did. And I like, something told me to listen to her, and then at some given moment in time, bring it back to her in a formal question. Because before then, she was talking about, praise the Lord, attempted to drown me out with her voice over cell phone conversation. Then I say to that, to that point, from there to her, to bring it back to her, like I said, do you have some kind of insurance policy on our mom? Then all of a sudden she stopped saying praise the Lord and hung up the phone on me. So that told me right there, like I said before, so I said again, what is hid in the dark shall come to light. And the good book said, God's word, some such passage be that your enemies shall be of your own household. When father shall come against son, and son shall come against father, and mother against daughter, and daughter against mother. And there's a friend that will stick to you closer than a brother. But anyway, though, that's how it is in these last and evil days. The devil and his demons is extremely busy. Like this character popped up in my section as an internet troll. I'm gonna report him. Come in here. You know what I'm saying? Report him and then what else? Let's see this something. Because I was about to put him in timeout and then never remove his message. But I see he already moved some kind of way. But anyway, though, I think I'm just gonna close shop, you all. But other than that, like I said, I passed my house inspection, you know, and whereas I have yet to receive the verified, confirmed paperwork documents via U.S. Postal Delivery or United Parcel Service, or I mean to say, yeah, because I like to have it for my own personal files, or on record for myself. But anyway, though, as I would usually give the intro, for any of my social media broadcast videos, I would speak upon a subject matter, a couple few or four more, depending on how I feel at some given moment in time, for that a topic discussion to be debated, or that of a given argument with many different views and or opinions to be associated with some such, and then I will give the closing. And so I paraphrase my quote exactly by saying, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I would hope that you would think to do so now while the blood is still running warm in your veins, but recognize and realizing, but then I have yet to find a church home in the sea of false church. By recognizing and realizing, if you all were to think to consider that Christ died on cross Calvary to save you from burning hell, so that you must accept him while you're still here upon the planet in this world, otherwise you got nothing coming. So far, blessings concerned. If you leave this world without him, the final destination will be the lake of fire down hell to burn with the rest of the unsaved, unbelieving, unbelievers. Compared to how we as believing God will be across that great divide in the kingdom of heaven.